What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1082 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles. Joined today, to my right, fresh from Alabama, James Dean Rader. To the left, straight out of Hutto,
That's right.
David Bray.
That's right.
And to the left, from California, Tyler Meisinger, who's wearing his Michigan sweatshirt.
That's right.
He finally has a reason to.
It was a good week.
That was crazy.
It was a great day.
And then you incited all kinds of violence by trying to plant the flag.
You know, they've been doing that year after year, and all of a sudden it's an issue this year.
Yeah, now everyone's getting all sad when you slam the flag in there. I like it.
Ohio State did it to us in 2019, I believe.
Yeah, Ben Askren took exception to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's not happy about it. Big Ohio State guy, Ben Askren. Anyway, we have a lot to get into. The biggest week of the regular season, no question about it. We've got Cliff Keen. Unrelated to college wrestling, we have Ironman.
Oh, yeah.
Penn State Lehigh, among other tournaments and duels. It's going to be a big one. But first, we should probably start with the happenings of last week. We're getting a little Thanksgiving, but also some of the wrestling results. Yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, yeah. Minnesota looked fantastic against a very tough South Dakota State team, winning 30-3. And the key results there, Cooper Flynn over Tanner Jordan, Max McAnally over Berge, and Gable, slight upset over Rasmussen there at heavyweight. Got it done in the first period. And then also Salazar taking out Glazier. Nice win there. So, man, we've been talking about Minnesota a little bit leading up to the year. Man, it's a really good team. And then they had Gable, but top to bottom, super tough. A lot of All-American contenders. They wrestle really hard. They look big and strong. Trophy team, I don't know, but very tough dual team. Really solid tournament team. And, yeah, definitely been one of the bigger stories of November, the first month of the year for sure.
We had a couple questions about Minnesota and just kind of how good they can be, Tyler, if you can pull some of those up. I think one of them was, what's really interesting is Iowa duel, who wins. And it's going to be close, especially if Ja'Cory's not back. Like, it could come down to Salazar Buchanan or something like that.
That'll be interesting because Minnesota's significant favorites at 25 and heavyweight, right? And then 84, Gabe Arnold McAnally. Yeah, I don't know. Is that an Angelo duel?
Yeah.
Angelo McAnally, that'd be interesting. 33, Wells is impressive, but Drake's a favorite. 41, Von Bauer's definitely a favorite over Ryder Block. Yeah, that'd be a great duel.
Without Ja'Cory, there's a very good chance Minnesota wins.
Yeah.
Now, this duel is in February.
I think
So, by that time...
Ja'Cory's going to be back. I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Not okay, but I think there's no long-term concerns. I think we won't see him anytime soon, but by February, hopefully by January, we see him back in the lineup. But yeah, I mean, Minnesota, great performance there. Other duels, other things that happened. Max Brignola, I tweeted about this. He took out Julian Ramirez yesterday at the Matttown Open. Brignola going to redshirt, though. I don't think they're pulling him or Stanish this year. Illinois took out UNC. Kane beat Ruth. Ruth kind of slow start at 184.
For sure.
So not sure what he's going to be there for them. Illinois is tough, but you're kind of counting on. If you want to make a push in the top 10, you need guys like Edmond on the podium.
No doubt.
Right now, he does not look like he's not wrestling like an All-American. That's for sure. And I think that was pretty much it. Missouri wrestled somebody. Oh, UNI beat Missouri.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And
Pretty soundly.
Ben Askren Bowl.
And the Askren Bowl. They didn't bump. They should have bumped Keegan.
Oh man, I would have loved to see that.
Yeah.
He bumped last year to who did he, or was it 2 years ago when he wrestled Edmund Ruth? He bumped up.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the theater.
It's like, maybe bump up, but Kekaisen's a little bit of a different beast.
Yeah, Edmund Ruth or Kekaisen's different sort of situation. Yeah. So that was pretty much last week. We knew it would be a light week last week, not just the way Thanksgiving fell, so not a ton to really recap. So where do we go next?
Well, I think we talk a little Thanksgiving. Actually, before we talk
Thanksgiving,
a question for you. You were saying Ben was anti
flag planting.
He is.
That is surprising because I figured he would be a you win, you get to party take type of guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this guy literally swag surfed on his opponents.
That's what I'm saying.
Mid-match. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Ben draws the line. He says it's like macho culture or something. I don't know what that means.
Did he
exactly.
tweet it or something?
Yeah, he
Should I
tweeted it. Pull in macho Ben.
Oh, is he afterwards? You should show respect type
Yeah,
of.
he said just shake hands and move on.
Okay.
I kind of like
that's kind of anti-Ben.
I kind of like the flag planning, but it's okay.
I just think if you're willing to take mace to the eyes, for your team, that's what really it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Yeah. How about I mean, Ohio State should just win the locker room. Probably just relax. You lost. It's just
Yeah,
part
you
of the
can't
game.
be showing that much fight afterwards when you got upset.
You scored 10 points against Michigan.
Right.
Ben may have deleted that tweet.
There's no chance he deleted it. Just keep
Okay.
scrolling. He tweets a lot.
I'm on the date that the game took place, and I can't find it.
There's no way.
Maybe you guys will embarrass me again and find something.
Well, he might have tweeted it like a day later. There's no telling.
Okay.
All right, never mind. He can't find it. But I know it's. If Ben deleted it, I'd be shocked beyond belief. All right, let's move.
Let's talk a little Thanksgiving. We got a question.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What was your favorite Thanksgiving pie?
Okay, my favorite pie is Katie Pyle's peanut butter pie, which is this delicious custard with
very
whipped
good.
cream and JD's had
I've
it.
had it.
Maybe
I've had it. It's great.
Great pie. It's my favorite.
As a
It's
peanut butter lover, it is one of my favorite pies as well.
It's surprising because you hear peanut butter pie, you think it's gonna be like really dense.
yes.
It's not.
It's not. It's a delicious custardy treat passed down from my mother and my aunt and my grandma all the way down to Katie, and she's mastered it. And it's one of the things I'm most proud of Katie.
She
about.
married into that recipe.
She did.
Wow.
She did. I hit kind of, her side of the family, very good cooks. My side, very good cooks. So, as you're, you guys are thinking about your missus, can the lady cook? It's a data point. It's not the whole thing. It's just part of the picture.
You guys, everyone here is married except for me.
There's people listening though.
Okay.
We actually are live streaming.
Okay. I thought you were talking. You were looking around at us.
Well, I'm looking at you.
I thought you were looking at me and JD.
I'm like, but yeah, that was my favorite pie. Any other favorite pies?
I had 0 pie this year.
No pie.
I
Yeah.
also had 0 pie.
I went too hard on the main plate and I didn't go.
There was no pie dessert option for me. We had a pumpkin crisp, it's like
Okay.
and then a cake as well, but no pie.
Avery Gaming said in all caps, "My lady can cook."
Okay.
So,
Shout out Avery.
rest assured knowing that
I learned a lot
Avery-
about Avery. He's got a girl, and the girl can throw down in the kitchen.
That's right. That's right.
Avery stay winning.
I think my favorite pie at Thanksgiving time that I didn't get it, but like a caramel apple pie, not a regular apple pie, but like a caramel apple pie.
You want a scoop of ice cream on it?
Oh yeah.
Got to go ice cream.
Microwave
yeah.
that bad boy, get it a little warm.
You ever had an apple Dutch pie? That's my favorite.
I don't know what that
variation of
means.
It's just it's got an extra layer of like crisp. It's almost like an apple crisp.
Okay.
Oh,
In a pie type
Ooh.
of.
Yeah. All
Format.
right. I'm in. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I love everyone knows I love Thanksgiving food. I believe in it as a year-round entity. If you have the time to make the turkey, the Brays came over and the Kozaks came over. Bray mastered his smoked turkey.
It's years of. I finally got it right.
When you only try once a year,
Yeah, that's
it's
the thing.
it's tough. But so I think it's actually kind of fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good job. It was delicious.
Mount Rushmore of Thanksgiving foods. Go.
I honestly think turkey. It starts with turkey. You have to have turkey, mashed potatoes. So that's 4, right? Mm-hmm. Turkey, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and then I won't include desserts. I'll say green bean casserole. Get some sort of vegetable in there.
I include dessert. You gotta
Okay.
include a dessert.
All right, pie.
That's part of the meal.
I'll put
Do you
it-
want to just do that
You can't
game?
just say
You just
pie.
want to
All
do
right,
that
let's
game
just
right
pull
now?
it in. Well,
Let's pull it in.
We have a whole thing because Avery actually contributed to this.
Let me pull up that image.
And just
real
while he's
quick.
pulling that up, here's what we're getting into on the show other than food we stuffed our face with. We have a lot of Cliff Keen to talk about. Recruiting class rankings. We're going to be getting into those. JD's in quite a conundrum.
It's
here.
true.
Oh, man.
He is in a pickle. I don't know what he's going to do. We're going to try to help him, though. And then we're going to talk about Ironman, which is going to be sensational this week. And then we do also another programming note. We're going to be doing this show Wednesday because we're traveling on Thursday. Tyler and JD won't be here, but I will with David and Kozak and maybe Spay if we're lucky. I don't know when he's coming back. Do we know when he's coming back? He's posting these, these pagan images from the park. I don't know what they are. I'm a little worried about him. But
I think he may be back. I don't know.
okay, all right. We hope this space back. He may be listening right now. Okay, Tyler, you want to tee this up?
I'll tee this up. So basically, the real Avery Lynch tweeted at us. He said, "Give us your ideal Thanksgiving meal using $25."
Okay.
And $25 to me, I think, is too much money. There's a lot.
Wow.
You can afford a lot with that.
But with inflation,
With
$25 doesn't
that's a
get
good
you as
point.
much
That's a good
Thanksgiving
point.
as it used to.
So basically, you can see the prices up top.
Yeah.
Have those columns, and then you got main course, potato dish, side dish 1, side dish 2, dessert.
Yeah.
Can you only pick one per
Spend
category?
20
No, because then you can
spend
do 5 for
$25.
everything.
You can just spend $25.
Spend 25 bucks.
So you're loading up a good plate.
I'm ready
Wow.
to go.
If you're just listening, every item here has a value. And you only
Yes.
get $25, 1 through 5.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going whole turkey, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, pumpkin pie. And then I'm going casserole for $3.
So you're at 23.
Yes.
Which
There's also
is
at the
just
bottom
says
here, you
casserole.
get extra gravy, biscuits, wine rolls, cornbread. Don't forget
need it.
those.
Don't need it.
Okay.
Green bean casserole. And then I have $2 left. I'm spending it on cream corn and then pecan pie. Why pecan pie? That's a distraction pie.
Okay.
I want some other people digging into that so I get more pumpkin pie.
Okay.
So I thought this through. That's my 25.
You want the
Pecan
completionist.
pie is better than pumpkin pie, right?
Well, this is why you're making my point. Now you're going to be eating the pecan. That's more pumpkin for me. If we only had pumpkin, you'd go pumpkin.
But we're talking bang for your buck. Pecan pie, clearly a steal.
I don't
here.
like it.
it's not even bang for your buck. It's just straight up better than pumpkin pie.
But no,
Well,
it is
there's a
bang
reason-
for $1.
There's
It's
a reason.
$1.
There's a reason it's $1 on here. The conventional thought is that.
I'm gonna.
No, the conventional thought is pumpkin's better. That's why it's worth 5 and pecan's worth 1.
No, conventional aligns with me, is what I'm
Yes.
saying. Most people don't like pecan.
Okay.
JD's gonna get 25 pecan pie. Call it good.
Mine was, I went dark meat only
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
for $3.
3 bones.
Ham 4, scalloped potatoes 3, stuffing 5, casserole 3, mac and cheese 5, cream corn 1, pecan pie 1.
Okay, I want to know what casserole.
Yeah,
'Cause
what
they
type?
kept it broad. I went green bean.
To be honest, I don't really care.
Any casserole?
Yeah, like
Wow.
you can go like green bean,
Just a fan of the genre.
Wow.
pretty much.
That
yeah.
covers so much ground. What if I give you a sardine
chicken
casserole?
casserole.
Well, come on.
Yeah.
Like any of your standard casseroles.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
None of them really like.
There's none you're gonna be mad at.
I really look forward to, and there's none I'm going to be really mad at.
You never
Toss
met a
out there.
casserole you didn't like.
It's true.
Okay.
I'm a Midwesterner. We love our casseroles.
That's a good yes.
Throw it in there, put it in the oven, take it out, and eat it.
Put in a vegetable, some meat, some cheese, maybe a potato. You can't go wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. I was really tempted to buy 5 turkeys and then go flip them, but instead I just got the one whole turkey for $5.
Turkey dealer.
Yep. and then I got the stuffing for $5. I'm up to 10.
That's chili.
It is. It does look a little bit chili consistency there.
Spay once claimed that stuffing was like soup, like chili.
Yep.
That was Spay. I need to go to a Thanksgiving at the Spays. I'm just certain of it.
I got 2 from the $4 category. I got the sweet potatoes, and then I got the apple pie.
Okay.
Okay.
Not mad.
Then I got a green bean casserole. I went specific there from the $3 category. I got the au gratin potatoes. I was like, a little potato in there.
That's good.
Yeah, I wanted the value though. I probably would do mash if I wasn't paying for it, but au gratin. And then let's see, what did I do after that? I had the cream corn for $1, and that's my 25.
Cream corn for $1
That's a steal.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
That's a steal.
Absolutely.
Love cream corn.
I'm operating.
He
with
wants
this-
fish tacos.
I only
Cream corn
want.
and beets being the same value is insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I only want $15 because I think it makes it more interesting.
Okay.
Shows you what I prioritize.
All right, fine.
I'll take two turkeys.
I
off
want
your plate.
just dark meat. Mm-hmm. I want mashed potatoes.
$8.
I
down.
want stuffing, but I don't want the stuffing that's in that picture.
What?
I don't like the look of that stuffing.
Okay, well,
There's different kinds of stuffing,
we're not going to print out this picture and make
but
you
I want
eat
a
it.
different kind of
Are
stuffing.
you like
just to be
a
clear.
dressing? A
I don't like
dressing man?
that stuffing. I also want pecan pie for $1, and I want Hawaiian rolls for $1.
Wow.
Give me that $15.
There you go.
Don't California my Thanksgiving. Anytime Tyler does something, I just say he's California-ing it. All right, that's good.
Nobody took the tofurkey.
No.
No.
I'm surprised. Like, I feel like they could have taken out tofurkey and threw in like a turducken for $5.
Ooh.
Man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay.
I've never had turducken, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I would eat it though. I would love to eat it.
Okay.
Seems like you could just cook all those birds separately rather than jamming them inside of each other's orifices.
No, I just keep slamming them in there.
You're missing the point.
Okay.
Brett.
Yeah, true.
I think you could get another bird in there somewhere.
There's some pretty little. There are some small
Some
birds.
pigeons
Yeah.
and quail.
Yeah, a little quail, then hummingbird.
Yeah. Like a Russian doll.
What's that weird
Scenario.
bird that the rich people eat when they put the napkin over their head? You know what I'm talking about? It's like
No.
It's like, dude, I only know about that because of Succession.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what
I learned
it was.
about it because of Billions, which is basically Succession before. Anyways,
I don't know anything about this.
I don't know.
like-
I don't even know
It's
how
like
to look it
it's
up.
such an abomination that you can't eat it while other people look at you. So they eat it with like a napkin over.
And
their
it's
head.
also like illegal.
oh,
I think it's like, yeah, you got to have a bird dealer.
there you go.
You don't have a bird guy?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
The YouTube.
You should get a bird guy.
I feel like YouTube may know that what this is called, but I don't.
Yeah, no, I have no bird guy. I just go up to the 8th floor of the parking garage where there are a bunch of pigeons in a cage. So
I should hit my boy Mike Tyson.
Nice.
All right. That's enough Thanksgiving.
Cliff
talk.
Keen time?
Back to wrestling. Cliff Keen time. Toughest tournament of the year, every year. Toughest college tournament. Now, this year, what are some of the toughest weights going to be? We're not going to get into the full-on preview. We'll save
Right.
that for Wednesday. But what are some of the main storylines, the toughest weights we're looking forward to this weekend?
All right, maybe we'll all just kind of take one that catches our fancy. For me, heavyweight I think is really, really tough. I'm really excited to see what happens. You've got Wyatt Hendrickson, you got Bastida, Feldman. Who else is in there?
Colton Schultz?
Schultz, Isaac Trumbull, Jim Mullen,
Yes.
Josh Heinzelman.
Yeah, so I think that's a really, really tough weight. I'm excited to see who wins that one. Very deep weight as well. What other ones do you guys like?
I mean,
Come on.
The best of them all is 197 because AJ Ferrari is going to be tested big time. He's got Jacob Cardenas in there, Trey Munoz, Cerber's in there, Glazier, which that might be the rematch I'm most
Who
excited
do
about.
I got to pay to make that a quarter?
Oh yeah, give it to it. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Can that be the 4-5 in any world? Probably not.
You'll be happy to know, Christian. My opinion, Kozak might disagree, so don't put this in stone, but this is my opinion. We'll have to argue about it if Kozak disagrees come Monday next week. If AJ Ferrari wins this tournament, he should be ranked number 1, despite Buchanan not being in the bracket.
I don't.
Because to me, winning this tournament is data enough combined with
Previous.
the years
two
previous
wins, yeah.
that, okay, he is at that level. He is undefeated against Buchanan. You beat the current number 2 ranked guy and won a bracket with, I don't know what Munoz is, like 7 now. Cerber's like 10.
But he beats Cardenas. That was kind of Buchanan's win. That was, well, he has a lot of good wins, but that was like his
That's what
big
I'm
win.
saying. That's why he's ranked number 1 and Cardenas is number 2. So AJ Ferrari wins this, he should be ranked number 1, in my opinion.
I obviously won't disagree with that.
Kozak
Yeah.
says he's in the chat. He says he agrees with you.
All right. Shakes in the chat, Kozak.
Okay.
Interesting.
So we won't have to bicker come Monday.
Yeah. Good.
Come on, you know that's like
It's never the wrong time to do the right thing.
I asked the chat. I said, should AJ be number 1 if he wins CKLV? And Avery said AJ should be 1 right now.
AJ knows, or Avery knows.
we don't have to get into this argument.
Yeah.
We've argued about it a bunch.
I know it's fun though.
To me,
it's tough. This is
I know.
a very tough bracket for him.
I know now we'll save it for Wednesday.
No, we can do it.
Well, I was just gonna say, would you feel any differently? You won't. But if AJ were to not win this bracket, do you agree that shows that there's data that you can't just take multiple years off and come back and be ranked number 1?
I wouldn't say that, but I would say it would change my potentially change my national champion pick if if he doesn't win this tournament. But no, because rankings are all about what happened previously, not
That's what I
what
said you wouldn't.
Yeah. But that's
Kozak-
you should feel that way too.
Kozak actually says he disagrees with JD now that CP agrees with JD.
See, that's how they do. That's how they operate. That's their filter. But man, I mean, there's a lot of tough matchups here. And here's the thing with AJ, very, very good. Obviously, he's my pick. He's a national champion, but he's gonna be in tight matches, right? He's not gonna blow out Zach Glazier. We already know this. He's not gonna blow out Serber. That's interesting. Former teammates. Munoz, can he move? I feel like he can match some of the lateral movement of AJ. Can he score on him? That's where I don't know. And that's the real question. It's not can you be within the margin with AJ. Can you score on AJ? Because basically no one rides him. No one has ridden him. And there's very, very few wrestlers that have taken him down. And so can Cardenas do it? Can he blow through him? He feels like the type of matchup that could give him problems. But
here's the thing, too. Cardenas relies so much, yes, on timing, but also his strength and power with that double leg. AJ's going to be able to match that.
yeah, he'll get his head in the way of that and can move well. It's going to be it's a perfect litmus test for where AJ's at. No doubt about it.
The weight I'm actually looking forward to most, it might be 197. But 149. 149 is so juicy with Ridge Lovett, Caleb Hinson, Ty Waters, Etchmandia,
Lamer, D'Amelio, Vasquez.
Yep.
Yeah. And really this is about the Ridge Lovett get right tournament. You get to avenge the Henson loss. You get the opportunity to avenge a Ty Waters loss. I'm pretty sure Ty beat him. Or at least he outplaced him. I don't know if he actually beat him. But this would be like kind of rewriting the ship and re-establishing him as, I think we all know Ridge can win NCAAs, but like showing that triple
a lot
dip.
of people dogged on me for picking Ridge.
I'm actually, the more I've thought about it, the more well, here's what I'll say. I would not pick Ridge to win NCAAs, but I do think it has swung too far to the Henson Van Ness camp and you're just forgetting how great Ridge was last year. I agree with that. He's still not my pick, but I really do think it's a 3-horse race at 149. I think it's Ridge, it's Caleb, and it's Van Ness.
If Ridge wins this weekend, does that change your opinion? Your pick?
It would depend how he won, but probably not.
I don't think he's going to win in a super
No.
convincing blow away manner. If he beats Caleb Hinson, it's going to be a 4-1 match or a 2-1 type of match.
Yeah. Yeah, both guys dropped other matches last year too. Like
Ridge lost to
lost
Parco.
and Hinson lost to Arrington. So
Both within a couple weeks of NCAAs,
yeah,
too.
Yeah. So I mean, Hinson lost to Arrington at
ACCs.
No, it was the duel right before.
Oh,
I
but
think.
then it was very controversial when he won.
I think you're right.
At ACCs, and Ridge lost
that
in the duel
position,
before Big
simply.
Tens.
That's right. That's right.
It was the single leg position where you get, it's like was called inconsistently last year, where guys still were holding onto the leg, but you would step behind their foot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
try to scoop the ankle. Yeah, that is a weird position.
So I don't think we're gonna come out of this weekend for sure having a very strong,
Definitely not.
especially without Shane Van Ness in this bracket. Like this guy's gonna win and says we're gonna go and beam. Hey, this is still any one of those top 3 guys' bracket to win potentially, but this isn't important for seeding.
Yeah,
I think
for sure it is. And I think the Van Ness topic is interesting because he beat the mess out of Ty Waters. No two ways about it. But did anyone think Ty Waters looked like a 4th placer in that match? Did anyone think that looked like the NCAA version of Ty Waters? And I think people attributed that domination to like that's what he's going to do to be able to do to Caleb and Ridge. And I really feel like it's way closer than people realize. But yeah, we're not going to know, but I think it is an opportunity for Henson to kind of put some distance, right? And be like, remind, not only is he the national champion, but he is
that's maybe
continue to
true.
improve.
If Hinson can like get out from underneath Ridge and take him down and not get taken down, it might be like,
okay, he's pulling away.
Right. That's a scenario where I could see something like that. But then
Yeah.
the Shane Van Ness question will loom.
It will loom until NCAAs for sure.
Are we not giving Etchemandia enough credit? We're not talking about him enough. Is he? I'm not ready to put him like in this tier, but
Man, I just can't see. I have a hard time picking. You have to be so good on your feet to have the kind of mat liabilities that some of these guys have and pick them to go on a run. They can pick off. He could pick off anyone. He very well could have beaten Kyle Parko, but navigating a tournament where Ty Waters there, Ridge Lovett, he's got to get. Etchemandia has to have in his mind, I'm going to get like 3 takedowns in a match or 2 takedowns in a match to win. But yeah, on his feet, he can go with all of them for sure.
if you're Ridge or Caleb too, I think you really want to win here to try and get that number 1 seed, so
Yeah.
that the other two hit in the semis come NCAAs.
Absolutely agree with that.
Because, I mean, you think about there's a big difference between one of those guys in the semis versus a Etchemandia, a Ty Waters.
And you know what could get interesting is with Ridge and, is Ty, pull up West Virginia's schedule real quick. Because what's Ty going to hit? Because Ty has not lost. The Van Ness thing is not factored in.
He should see Etchemandia, right?
He
At some
could,
point.
but I don't think he's going to see. I don't know if he's going to see Caleb, Ridge, or Van Ness this year. And so if he runs the table, he could be he could kick one of Van Ness or Henson or Ridge up to the 2-3. So it's not necessarily.
That's true. I forget that All-Star Classic technically is an exhibition.
So they got Princeton, Iowa. So they had Etchemandia, and then
Carter Young.
well, remember that name 149. Real Buto's a guy to watch.
He'll be at CKLV
He
too.
will be there as well. That's Vasquez. So yeah, Ty Waters, he's gonna be favored in every match he wrestles this year. Whether he wins it or not, I don't know. But he's gonna be favored, so he could go undefeated into the NCAA tournament. Now it's a cart way before the horse. Becky's probably like, "Shut up, dude. Just we just got mobbed." But I'm just saying that's something to factor in because Ridge and Van Ness will hit
Multiple times.
They will. One of them will lose in that match. So
Especially if they split and you're undefeated.
it could get weird.
That's right.
So yeah, 149 is a great weight. I thought I had something else I wanted to add at 197, but I don't recall.
The other thing about 49 is there are a couple freshmen I'm really interested to see. I want to see what Coy Biskins looks like. Does he
Yes.
pick one of these guys off? Dylan Gilcher, I think, could pick somebody off. Like those couple guys that just, were really good in high school and now here's their opportunity. So that's a huge, that's a way where there are a couple guys I'm really interested just to sort of see what upset they are able to get.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what teams bring freshmen that and burn one of their redshirt spots that maybe say, hey, go in your spot here this weekend at CKLV. I can't even think off the top of my head. I don't think it's going to happen with like Davino at 33 or anything. But
I would love it.
a situation like that where you got 2 guys and hey, go in your spot.
That's true. If Caleb wins pretty convincingly, would you change your pick at 49?
Yeah. If he wins convincingly.
Takedown gets away. No takedown for.
Yep. I think this is so.
Yeah, it's a great matchup.
Is this year's Oklahoma State's to lose?
That's a good question. This tournament's always funny with the team race.
Used to be the crowning of the Huskers.
They win every
they
year.
are so
Not
good.
last year. Iowa State won last year.
Yep.
They broke the 4 or 5 year in a row streak.
Yeah, I do think Oklahoma State has a great shot to win, and probably on paper they're favored, but Nebraska's got a very, very good team. Iowa State, we'll see what they send. Probably don't have enough horses, right? Ohio State's there. Are they going to send the cavalry? I don't know. That would surprise me. NC State kind of looms. Cornell's not going to be full strength. So I think it is Oklahoma State to lose. I think they're favored here. And they've got guys that could win. I mean, Spratley could win 125. Wyatt is going to score a ton of bonus points. Serber, And he's maybe the guy I'm most interested to see because right now we've got the eyeball test of him beating Munoz, and the other matches is like, all right, Cerber looks really good, but last year still happened, and how far removed is he? Was there injury going on last year? That's a big piece for them. You know, Plot's going to score big points. You know, Hamondy's going to score big points. So I do feel like they're poised to do well. And like at 65, Kim Amin can absolutely win this tournament, and it's a big opportunity for him because two guys that beat him are in the field, Bearclaw and Ruiz. So excited for that. So I do think they're going to be tough to beat. I mean, Virginia Tech's there. If they send all their guys, and they've got a lot of depth, if they can, the problem is, do they have enough guys that are going to win the tournament? That I don't know. But 25, we could see a lot of chaos there as well.
I'm also interested to see, the shift down Dresser alluded to in the lineup post Hawkeye duel.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see those guys who might be descending down and have to weigh in,
Weighing in light.
That'd
That'd be messed up. If you got to weigh in light for Vegas, 2 days, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. We might not even see Echemendia or Pinheiro.
They could do it, or I don't know how their schedule is out, but it could be something where they weigh in normal here and then start.
You have the time, especially with Christmas break. But that is something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, but it would be, I don't know what it would mean necessarily for Oklahoma State. I mean, I think it's a big opportunity for, they've looked good in duels, but we'll get a really good picture of how good Oklahoma State is at this tournament. I'm excited for it. Who do you guys think is going to win 197? Being honest.
I think AJ is going to win.
You do?
I mean, going through a tournament like this is the one rust factor that I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen that. We won the Soldier Salute last year. Well, he didn't actually win it, but he did win it.
Made the finals.
Did make the finals. That's a tournament, but it's not this tournament where you're going through that type of guy for that many rounds. So, but I really think he's going to win. I think AJ is the best wrestler in the bracket.
The funny thing about him, too, is we don't really know much from what we've seen from him
2 matches.
so far. I know. 2 matches, and they've been close but not close. Yeah, I feel like he's the best wrestler in the bracket, so I think he's my pick.
Yeah.
I feel like Cardenas does have the offense to score on him, but will he? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think AJ's a good matchup.
I do too.
Jacob.
I think Buchanan's tougher because I think even though he's beaten him twice, I feel like his leg defense is really challenging. I don't know if Cardenas has the leg defense like Buchanan does, because AJ is like, you kind of know exactly what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking for that left-handed single. He wants to finish out the back door almost always. And so if you know what you're doing there, he's really good at finishing. He doesn't get counter-scored, really. I mean, he doesn't get scored on. Really hard, makes him really, really hard to beat. He gets off the bottom. He can situationally ride, and he gets a takedown a match.
Who's the trickiest matchup for him in this field?
I don't know.
I kind of wonder about Cerber.
That's
I
Cerber's
was wondering
funky.
too, yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I think that's a stretch.
yeah,
But you might be right. I think athletic. Yeah,
it seems like if Cerber had better results in his career, like that matchup stylistically might be the toughest for AJ. But I don't know. I think Cardenas is still probably the biggest threat to him.
from a leg
It is
defense
weird.
standpoint, he does have really good leg defense. As you see right here, he's crazy. But I think AJ's fine in these. He's gonna be a better scrambler than Trey Munoz. More ready. But I don't know. I mean, it's a good opportunity for Trey Munoz too. I mean, Trey was right there to beat Stephen Buchanan, who is, number 1 for us. He was right there to win that match.
Yeah.
And that's because Stephen has had a great start to his year, but that was, But, you go to Oregon State, crazy environment, and you beat a good guy. So, you don't overreact to a win. But yeah, 197 is going to be crazy.
All right, let's shift.
Also, just go to 141 real quick, because I think we're not talking about this weight because Jesse is such a runaway to win it, and that's true. But the depth here is crazy with Hardy, Coderhant, Limley, Happel, Orini, Jameson, Isagara, Cornella, Latona, Titus. It's very, very deep. So while it's, maybe viewed as a coronation for Jesse, which is fine, I still think great weight class.
Despite all that depth, who I think I might be most interested in is Aiden Valencia, who's not even on the list, because I think he may be in it. And if he's one of those true freshmen, man, how good is he in folk style? That's what I want to know, because we've seen him on the senior level freestyle scene, doing his thing. But what does he look like against, Kairini? What does he look like against some of these All-Americans? That's who I want to see.
Yeah,
he's looked good so far.
He looked really good. Yeah, a lot of these smart schools got some good wrestlers on the shelf potentially. With, Stanford's got Aiden and Cardenas, Lehigh with Stanich and Brignola. So something to
Free 'em.
monitor.
I say free him.
I do too, but I think there's, it's a conversation. It's the coaches can't just unilaterally, or they could, but I think they don't like to. I think it's like a parent-kid decision, right? But man, if I'm Chris Ayers, I am using every kid I can, every year I can. And also because, these guys, they go from Stanford, and then they, the track record has been they start looking around, but they're there for the degree, right? So you have them for that period of time. I just think with the portal and everything, it's tough to sit guys, right? And for Lehigh, you think about if you get Brignola and Stanich in your lineup, along with Crookham, along with Beard, along with now Owen Treffen, really, really good squad. But they're going to be really good next year as well. They just lose Beard. So I don't envy the position they're in, but yeah, doesn't always make sense to wrestle your best lineup.
Let's shift.
Wait, I have a question. How do you think Sammy Sasso is going to do? At 65?
Yeah, thank you. I did want to talk about that. I have no idea. Literally no clue. Mm-hmm. I hope awesome. I hope he wins it. That would be literally insane. Honestly, if he gets top 4 in here, I'll be like, okay, Sammy can place. Mm-hmm. Because everyone, I think 1 through 6 or 7 here are All-American contenders. I think Sammy, Peyton Hall, Julian Ramirez, Bear Claw, Garvin, Amin. I mean, most of those guys are All-Americans, including Sammy.
Ruiz a contender, probably.
Ruiz, obviously a contender. Mm-hmm. Just beat Amin. So I think it's a really, really, it's, 165 is not a juggernaut weight. It's kind of Mitchell and everyone else. But there's a lot of solid All-American contenders, and a lot of them are here. So it's a huge opportunity for Sammy. I hope he wrestles. I have no reason to think he's not. But great test for him.
Bringing it back to Iowa, as I always do. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see Uten in this bracket. It sounds like because he hurt his knee in the Iowa duel, and he'll be shelved for a little bit.
Maybe Gaetan?
Maybe not. Yeah, could be Gaetan, but I would like to see Uten in this bracket too, after a loss to Caliendo, but I think a good showing where a lot of people kind of got their eyes opened to him. I would like to see if he could back that up with a good performance in Vegas, or if that was just kind of a flash in the pan.
See if he can back that thing up.
That's right.
I thought he looked good too. I would like to see him. That's a shame, but hopefully he's all right. Could we see Chittum?
Maybe.
I would love to see it.
This is kind of not the. That would probably be at 57 though. No,
probably not the first thing you'd want to do right after.
Ease him into it with Cliff King Las Vegas.
Yeah,
it's a nice way to just start your year.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe.
How about Hippolito watch?
Wait,
57.
Oh yeah,
he's probably winning this.
I bet you Chittum wants to compete in this tournament.
Yeah.
But it's like
Meyer hasn't wrestled since getting hurt, has he?
No.
So he'll probably be out.
I don't know why, but I feel like he is going to wrestle.
Okay.
I feel like for Cornell, he's been. So. I think he's been in training, and also, I don't know, for Cornell, if you're already going to be down Julian and Foca, you want some, gotta give the people something to talk about. So I hope we see Meyer, because I think he's really tough, really fun to watch.
All right, let's shift a little bit to high school.
Yeah,
kind of called show recruiting class rankings.
Oh boy,
JD's in a pickle here.
You got
folks.
your hands full.
I do have my hands full. So
did you share him the thing?
I don't think I have actually.
Dang.
I can share with you right now, but so
this guy's on his phone.
I've updated it. It's been a while since I've updated it. The recruiting class rankings. Previously, Cornell was number 1.
Yep.
Right? But since then, Marcus Blaze has committed to Penn State, and Sergio Vega has flipped from Cornell to Oklahoma State.
Ouch.
Which leaves me in quite the pickle of who to put number 1. Listen to these two classes.
Okay.
We've got Oklahoma State. They're picking up D. Lockett, Landon Robideau, Sergio Vega, Cody Rutledge, Ronnie Ramirez, Austin Johnson, Ishmael Guerrero, and Bo Hickman.
All top 100.
All top 100. That's 8 in the top 100. They've got a handful of other guys as well who are going to be decent, but not top 100. Penn State, the 2 top guys in the class, Marcus Blaze and PJ Duke, as well as Will Henkel, Asher Cunningham, Nate Desmond, and Dalton Perry.
Okay.
Who is the number 1 class? Which class would you rather have?
So on the high end, having Blaze and Duke is, a huge advantage because and when you look at recruiting class rankings, you look at a couple things, but for a team like Penn State, it's like, how many points are these guys going to score at the NCAA tournament is kind of what you're looking at, right? For a class, for other teams, it's like if you get 8 top 100 guys, all these guys are going to be filling spots for you. For Penn State, they have 2 guys with Marcus and PJ that you feel are certain, 1, starters, which is, less of a certainty at Penn State than other places, and 2, just high floor, high ceiling guys, right? Like, is there any world where Marcus Blaze is not getting third at the NCAAs, right? Or right away? Doesn't seem like it. It seems like he's going to be placing high right away. So the high end, you like Penn State. Volume, you like Oklahoma State. Now, the question here is, to me, Vega has come on in the last year and change in a way I don't think any of us saw coming. And he has just opened our eyes at who's number 1 with his dominance. With his dominance at Super 32, you're like, okay, this is not just a good recruit. This is someone that could maybe be national title winning guy. So if Vega, I feel like Penn State has a big 2, Oklahoma State has a big 3, but the Penn State big 2 are better. You would pick those 2 over all the big 3. So I'm going to say it comes down to Ironman.
Yes.
Vega versus Blaze. If Vega beats Blaze, Oklahoma State's recruiting class is indisputably better. It's debatably better right now, but I think when you're looking at 2 teams that are contending for national titles, and that's what these teams look for. They're not trying to have a tough dual team. They're not trying to, fill spots. It's national titles. It's who's going to score 16 to 23 points at the NCAA tournament. I feel certain Penn State's got 2 guys like that with Marcus and PJ. I think Oklahoma State's got 1 with D and 2 maybes with Robideau and Vega. Now, you may say, I'm not talking about Hinkle, I'm not talking about Rutledge and all these guys. Where does Will Hinkle fit? Where does Nate Desmond fit? They're really, really good. When is their opportunity to start going to come? I'm not sure, right? And that has to factor in. It's not football where you can move guys around and you get them on the line and sub guys in and out. There's 1 guy you enter at the conference tournament. 1.
Now, there is something to be said. I agree with you, but there's something to be said for A, that means another team does not get them. They're not scoring points for another
True.
team at the national tournament. And B, the more depth that you have in your room, the better your room overall is going to be.
There's no denying that that's true. But I feel like,
even if they don't make the starting lineup, they still add value to your program.
I'm not saying they don't add value, but I think when you're comparing Oklahoma State and Penn State, it kind of does just boil down to how well do these guys produce at the NCAA tournament. I think you could go either way here because Penn State has 6 in the top 41, right? So it's not like they are it's not just PJ and Marcus, right? They have all these other guys too that are going to contribute. Man, I don't know what you do. Bray, as you're our high school guy, as you assess these 2, do you have a lean?
I mean, I think I probably lean Penn State because Blaze and Duke are just they're a little more certain. But I think you're right though. The Vega matchup with Blaze is gonna tell us a lot. And when I think about that, well, when I think about the fact that we're gonna hopefully see it this weekend, that's just probably the most exciting matchup at Ironman.
Yes.
But also, we're gonna learn so much about Sergio Vega. I think Sergio Vega's had a great summer. Folk style is his best style, for sure. Marcus Blaze also had a great summer, but freestyle is his best style. They're both excellent at both. what are we going to see in that matchup? I think I think that's going to tell us a lot, because if Sergio Vega proves to be, a little better scrambler, or, figures out a way to beat Marcus Blaze, then that changes how I perceive of him in relation to Blaze, and it flips the class. I think right now I would say Penn State number 1, but by this time next week it could be Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and there's guys on here for Oklahoma State that I don't know what their path to start is. Like Cody Rutledge, with Robidoux and D, where does he fit, right? And things have a way of working themselves out. Thinking about Ironman, how do you take down Marcus Blaze on those mini mats?
No, I mean
it's. I mean,
I guess out of bounds is
Spin-to-Vino.
better now, though, right?
a little better, but
It's like college out of
such a
bounds.
small
But it's not a
mat.
cylinder. It has to be touching, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's the same out of bounds rule. It's just like, it's tough. Ironman's a regular high school gym, so it's not that hard to get your foot off the mat and
Yeah.
like those type of things where, or get your foot onto the other mat where they're going to stop it because they don't want you to run into other people and whatever. So,
Man, honestly, will Vega Blaze just come down to the mat as you think about it?
it could, in which case, I don't know, maybe Vega has a little advantage there.
Yeah.
I mean, Sergio Vega, probably the best win of his high school career came over Ben DeVino last year. And that's the guy that beat Marcus Blaze in the Ironman finals. So
Last year.
So I don't know. There's that line of thinking, but I just think this is the best matchup of the whole tournament.
If you're Coach David Taylor, back to the recruiting class rank, and you're like, you could just pick which one of these classes you get. Do you think he takes Penn State's? Just blind,
I don't think so, because of what it would mean to lose Ladarian Lockett. I think.
Okay, well,
I like that.
You said Penn State, but fit and in-state and everything goes into recruiting class rankings.
True.
Yeah, it would be
But
bad.
at the same time, if you're Kale, would you take David's recruiting class, Oklahoma State's recruiting class?
I don't know. How hard did he go after those guys? Was he after?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Well, I don't know. I think they made Blaze and Duke a priority.
To me, I think both coaches would probably take both their classes.
Yeah, probably so.
And
And for David, as he's starting anew, you get a big class of guys as you start. Not that there's an issue with what you have, but that's you start to kind of get guys that start with your system, and you kind of start to build the room your way. I think that's important too. Kind of alluding to what you were talking about, JD.
It would be pretty wild to if you're the Penn State staff to trade recruiting classes, considering that Penn State's current class
Asher
includes
has a
the
son.
son of one of the coaches. So
Sorry, Asher.
yeah,
In this totally weird hypothetical scenario, you're not on this team anymore.
but Penn State gets Ishmael Guerrero.
Oh wow!
wow, yeah,
Dang.
yeah. They're just man. Yeah, that's true.
So
All right,
then
well-
it's a fair trade.
Yeah, that's fair.
There you go.
That's fair. This is. I'm trying to think if we've had as tough a recruiting class battle as this in a while. It feels like no.
There's still some names out there on the big board that are now open that haven't been committed yet that would make my job easier as the recruiting class rankings. But I don't know if they're going to go to Oklahoma
Like
State.
Ludington.
Ludington.
Who else?
Buzakis is still out there.
Buzakis is Ohio State.
He is? Mm-hmm. I thought maybe it opened up. All right, but Ludington's a big pickup
Yeah. In size.
in size. So look for the updated 2025 recruiting class rankings on the website later today.
I told JD to wait till after Ironman. He said, no, I'm going to do it before Ironman and then update it if something crazy happens at Ironman.
That's right.
I said, touche.
Perfect.
This man
So-
this man gets the game.
So yeah, literally, Vega versus Blaze at 138 could decide who gets the number one class, recruiting class. What are some of the other top storylines?
Yeah,
Right.
and by
At
the
Ironman.
way, that Blaze Vega match. I mean, we hope it happens, but that weight also has Seth Mendoza, Sam Herring's in there, Jace Paradin, who split with Sam Herring at Super 32. So, don't count your chickens there. But I do hope we see that match. I mean, I think probably the next weight I'm excited about is 32 in terms of a top level matchup. You've got Jaden Rainey and Jax Forrest, which we've seen Jax against Jordan Rainey, but Jax
Pretty
and
boring
Jaden,
match.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, it was like it was only if you like whatever 24 point or what? No, it was like
It was
30.
more than that. I think it was like 30.
Yeah, it was like
Like,
17.
I think it was
14 or-
18, 15. I think final.
Yeah, insane. So, but that was Jordan Rainey, but Jaden Rainey, very similar style, going to let it fly. So hopefully we'll see that matchup. I just, I think that would be super fun. And I think that's a matchup that has really interesting kind of recruiting implications for the class of 2026 because where are the Rainey brothers going to go? They are a package deal, guaranteed 100%, but in some ways they're probably like those decisions are related to one another.
Yeah.
The Jax Forrest decision, the Bo Bassett decision, and the Rainey brothers, it seems like it's going to be hard. It would be hard to fit all four of those guys in one place. A lot of the same schools are interested in all those guys. So how does that matter? And if Jaden Rainey comes out and gets a dominant win, does that change the stock of the Rainey brothers as recruits? I don't know.
Yeah, they've already beaten Jax. I mean, Jordan beat Jax, right? And cradled him. And then which one? One of them beat Bo, right? Jordan beat Bo.
Jordan beat Bo. That was in Fargo. Jordan didn't win Fargo. Jaden did win Fargo at a different weight. So, I mean, these guys are, these guys are crazy. So, yeah, that's another match that I think is really, really important. And it could end up having big recruiting implications.
For the Rainey brothers, I think, you kind of wait to see where the dust settles with Jax and with Bo, and then they become so necessary for the teams that don't get them that their stock and their leverage, whatever, I think goes up. So I think it'll be interesting because it feels like Bo and Jax are getting like the hardest pitch from every school right now. But I think Jordan and Jaden are incredible prospects. I think they're going to do really well at the next level. And getting two is amazing. Like Bo and Jax are not a package deal necessarily.
Yeah.
They could go to the same school, but I don't think that's how the process is being approached at all, and I don't think that's how they're being approached at all. So, going to be it'll be fascinating. This 2026 class is. I'm so curious to see where they all go.
Yeah.
2026 recruiting class rankings updated this weekend.
All right.
By the way, so you can go check out those.
And Michigan is number one.
Michigan number one right now.
That's right. Man,
Yes,
what a
they
weekend
are.
for the Wolverines.
Yeah, number one class of 2026, and then they became bowl eligible, I believe. That's big. Congrats.
What do you think Michigan fans are more excited about, Tyler?
Yeah.
The Michigan football game win or this recruiting class ranking?
I think it's this recruiting class ranking.
That's
for
the
sure.
talk of Ann Arbor. I'm
Yeah.
told.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
They went from unranked to number one.
Yeah. Okay,
Easy peasy.
so
True underdog story.
Virginia Tech sitting at number 4 with one recruit. That's awesome.
Well, when it's Jaden James.
Yeah. It's
That's
a good recruit.
You're darn right.
He's the only one in the top 10 who's committed so far.
Oh wow, crazy. Okay, why don't we go to the next thing, which is more Ironman, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the other. So we know Blaze Vega could happen. You talked about that a little bit. You talked about Jax, Jaden. Any other weights or storylines to follow? For
I think
Ironman?
for just a really fun, interesting weight class, 175 is going to be a weight that people are going to want to watch because there's some really interesting clashes of styles and high-level wrestlers. Will Hinkle at that weight, that guy is really fundamental, really hard to score on, just, super tough Penn State commit. But then you've got Aaron Stewart, who, couple-time Fargo champ from Illinois, another big recruit, but he's just super powerful, really dynamic. The ways he can score are really fun. Like he can blow through somebody on a double leg. You've got Asher Cunningham, who's like the scramble master, can do all kinds of crazy things.
Crazy.
Wrestle off situation.
Yeah,
Pre-wrestle.
because Hinkle and Cunningham. By the way, Stewart beat Asher Cunningham here last year, so that'd be a fun rematch. But then you've also got Tyrell Miller, who's an Iowa commit. He's really tough. And then Emmett Sherlock, who's like 7'5".
That's good.
And he's just super tough on the mat. Really, really
He's
gritty.
from Maryland.
Headlock
Maryland
Sherlock.
guy. Yep. That's
Yeah,
right.
Clemson. You got to get him just for the Ficker chance.
He's going to Virginia.
oh,
Yeah.
well, that's where Clemson used to coach. So,
So?
he just missed. Good job, Coach Garland.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that weight. It's just I don't know, really fun clash of styles. Feels like a lot of different guys could win, and just that'll be great quarters on. So that'll be a great one. 175.
Cool. And then Miller D. We could see Melvin Miller D. Lockett.
Yeah.
potentially. That's interesting.
And that's feel like D Lockett's a big favorite there, but we've seen Melvin Miller do really incredible things in his freshman year, and now going into his sophomore year, that would obviously be a massive test for him.
Yeah.
Also, how is he that big? That's what I want to see. How does he look at 165? But
Yeah, it felt like he was small at who's number 1? Was that at 57?
57.
Rabidou?
Yeah, and Rabidou, I mean,
What a beast.
he's a beast, big dude. So
Did you see Thomas Gilman was working out with Bo Bassett and Melvin Miller over Thanksgiving?
I did. That's pretty cool.
wow, no, very good.
Just want to
Saying.
put that out there.
Just saying.
Everyone's going full court on these guys.
Have to.
And rightly so.
Yep.
Rightly so.
Tyler,
Yes.
hit us with some questions.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Should be a lot.
First one is there's not that many. We answered a lot.
I feel like he's missing them.
On our
I couldn't
way.
even find that Ben Askren tweet.
Well,
I wonder what's getting.
you couldn't find it
slipping through
either.
the-
So
All right, you know I'm gonna find it right now.
Ralph D. Nyberg said, "What is the number of different teams that will have a Big Ten champ?" Line 5.5.
Got to go under that,
You think?
right? So obviously, Penn State,
Minnesota,
Iowa, Minnesota. Minnesota's the second biggest lock.
Minnesota might be the biggest, like 100%.
You think Nebraska will get one?
49's their best chance, probably.
Who are the lock favorites? Who do we feel that'd be maybe the most interesting thing to look at? 25.
Gable.
There's
Gable's
not.
biggest lock.
I'm not sold. Jesse, Ohio State. They should get one.
Yeah, but he has Bo at his weight, so
Yeah,
that's not like lock.
it's up there. 97. Who's winning 97? Buchanan's a
Buchanan.
big favorite at 197.
Iowa.
Penn State 84. Who's the big favorite there? Carter
Starace.
Starace, probably.
I would
We're leaning Carter
I
here.
would lean Starace, yeah.
You know, I don't want to bring it up, but he did not win Big Tens last year.
True.
It's a good point.
Levi's basically a lock at 74.
Yeah. 65 Mitchell, 57. That's pretty wide open. Could be Ja'Cory, so that's another Iowa. 49. This is the Nebraska. Could anyone other than Ridge or Shane win 149? Parco.
Yeah, Parco.
Okay, but
That'll
still
be
this
another
is-
Iowa.
41. We already said Ohio State. 33. Who's winning one?
Ragusin? Lucas Bird?
Okay, we get
Okay.
Illinois in the mix.
Yep.
I think it's under 5.5.
Or a
though.
Michigan.
Or a Michigan.
Who's going to win? Lillardale's going to win 25, probably.
Caleb Smith.
Caleb Smith.
But that's another Nebraska. Matt Ramos.
Oh, there we go. Maybe
There's
we-
another school.
Dude, getting to 6 will be really tough.
Give me the under, yeah.
Way under. I'd say at 4.5,
Ye-
3.5, probably.
Yeah, it would almost have to be
3.5.
It would have to be 4 with 4 being a push.
Yeah,
Because 4 seems like the right number.
it do.
Wow. Crazy.
That's good.
Rolf Obey says, "Is Minnesota a trophy contender at NCAAs?"
Absolutely.
And to add to that, Eric Scarborough said, "What's Minnesota's over/under for AAs this season? Do you think with Gable's return they can take second at nationals?"
Second seems far, barring Ja'Cory being relatively healthy. You know, I'm talking 80% plus. If Ja'Cory's like completely off the board, that opens up second place a little bit more, because it seems like Iowa's not a lock for second place, but they're the undisputed number 2 by far.
Pull up the team
Right now.
rankings real quick, Tyler.
I cannot. The connection's not working right now.
Tight.
So
I'll pull them up.
Yeah, pull me.
Minnesota
already
definitely a trophy contender. Second's going to be tough. Minnesota's a really good dual team.
Yeah.
Tough tournament team when you think about they got a lock with Gable, but outside of that, all their guys, maybe not 97. 97's probably almost for sure A, but they're scrapping.
I think Max is up
Yeah, that's a good
close
point.
to a lock to place.
That's a good point.
84 is not great. He is. I would be surprised if Max McAnally.
I would be too. But all their other guys are like fighting in blood round.
That's the
type
thing.
Guys.
It feels like setting an over-under for All-Americans is really hard for Minnesota because there are a bunch of guys that could, and then
I would set it at like 4.5.
yeah,
Yeah.
4.5. But then if they ended up with somehow like 7, it wouldn't be that crazy. I mean, it could happen. You know.
Do you know who is ranked third in our FloWrestling rankings?
Third, I would imagine Oklahoma State.
No. They are 5th. behind Nebraska and Ohio State by a point.
Wow.
But honestly,
Whoa.
like with Ohio State, I'm not saying this is a wrong ranking, but having Sasso at like 2 is like so totally tenuous. Like really, hopefully, but it's a unique situation. Yeah, Iowa is way out in front of Nebraska, Ohio State, and Oklahoma State right now. So they got, even with Ja'Cory being out, which I don't think he's going to be, it'll be tough for them to get run down. But I found Ben's tweet. It was not hard. I'm just good at better at the internet. College football embraces this ultra macho culture like, quote, planting flags, which always works out poorly in real life. So many weak men at home sitting on their couch love it because they want to envision themselves being the strong victor in the battle because they never really get that feeling in their life.
Okay.
I think it's not that deep, honestly. But
Yeah.
But more than anything, I just wanted to find the tweet.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know how you found it.
I
Probably just went to his Twitter feed and
That's
scrolled.
what I did. But you know what?
Bro tweets a lot.
I think maybe the difference between Ben, like the way Ben approaches like the trash talk thing, is like the macho, where he was always like really just clever with it, you know, and whatever. It wasn't about like whatever macho. It was just
bravado, like getting mad and tough looking.
Yeah. Maybe that's the difference.
I agree.
Wearing like, or getting the briefcase and all that.
He wanted to mess with you more so than like, he didn't come at you straight on.
Yeah,
It was like,
Yep.
he was working angles on you.
Yep.
All right. Another question?
Yeah.
Dominic Montano said, do tournaments benefit wrestlers more or do duels? Seems like if you wanted your wrestlers ready for NCAAs, you would want to schedule lots of tournaments and maybe less than competitive duels in between.
Well, the weird thing is NCAAs is like unlike every other tournament because you wrestle like once a session. There's one session you can wrestle a couple times. I think the Friday night one, which is if you're an All-American, you wrestle multiple times, which at that point you're an All-American. So, and maybe there's like round 1, you could do 2, I think, if you lose in round. Anyway, it's tough to simulate NCAAs because of that. Because like think about Cliff Keen, it's like you're wrestling all day and then kind of all like bunch of matches. So, but I do think you probably need that back-to-back weigh-ins, and I think you need multiple matches both days. I think there is a lot of value in that.
It is the only, no other tournament is 3 days.
Right, and that too. That's the other obvious.
That's why that's why you have that, because no other just normal tournament can. That's not 3 days that like schools are going to take off.
No.
To come and bring their guys.
I wish
and
we could
stuff.
do it like I wish there was like a holiday tournament that was 3 days. It was really big. You could simulate it. Because it'd be cool to just see how different it is.
One of the things that David Taylor has talked about a lot this year is that he believes their duels help prepare them. He wants those to prepare them for the NCAA finals by just having a big environment.
Yeah.
You know, a big atmosphere, a stage, all that. I do think that type of environment probably prepares you more for like those individual matches than like going to an open or something.
That's true too, because like you see a lot at Vegas where these monster tournaments where you'll have a really good guy flame out like Meyer did, like lost to Cardenas and then drops one to Chumbley. You'd think he would never lose that match. But you see with a lot of guys have just bad Las Vegases or whatever. It's like, you lose a match and then like no one's really around and you go and it's like, oh dang, you lose. But like in the duel, it's just a different level of intensity and focus. I think they're both super necessary, obviously, but tournament helps.
I would think so too, but Penn State doesn't do a big tournament.
For real.
Why do you think that is?
I think one thing that helps them, you go to a tournament and you're going to face really tough competition, right? You go to Cliff Keen, they probably feel like we are so tested in the room. We have so many
plus
different
a Big Ten schedule.
We have plus between Big Tens and just like these guys are wrestling world champs and Olympic champs every day in practice. We kind of know where they're at. Plus, I think there's something you limit injuries, things like that, which they do a good job of generally. So I don't know. There's something to it. But also recall that for a while they did do tournaments and now they don't, and they've been winning under both. So I don't think it's probably that.
Well, do you think you have to become that established team and be able to test your guys in the room like that, like say
Iowa doesn't really do a tournament either now.
that's true.
They were like in Midlands and then not, and then like Midlands fell off, and now they're not even in Midlands. They started their own military themed Midlands in Iowa, and
So you're coaching a college team. Do you do CKLV?
I probably would just because I want to go watch.
I think
them
it's
all wrestle.
awesome. Yeah. I think it's great for a lot of teams. I
Yeah, I
think
do
it's-
too.
Yeah, especially some of these young
For
guys.
in a lot of these programs, it's their only opportunities to see some of these guys and to get, because they're not all in these normal conference. They're not all in the Big Ten where they get to see. And even for the Big Ten teams, this is where they can go and face a lot of non-Big Ten competition. So I think it's, and I like where it is in the year in that, like, you know, it's not right before conferences. It's not even over the holiday. It's early December. It's really the first month of the season. You
Yeah.
have this awesome
Week 4
tournament. So you can really kind of key up and get ready for it. And then, you know, you can lick your wounds or whatever the case may be.
I remember Ben saying that like competition is where you learn like what you've got to get
Yeah.
better at and whatever. What better way to see where you are than to wrestle a tournament like this where you're going to see like most of the best guys. And so I think it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, it's a great point too.
So to kind of wrap it back to the question, both are beneficial because even the finals of CKLV, you do not get that intense pressure environment that you get in a duel. Even if it's not necessarily the biggest duel, but
Yeah.
there's just something about going out there and strapping it on for one match and you know all eyes are on you that you really feel that pressure. But obviously a tournament simulates the national championship better. To kind of bring it down to high school, I do think it is unfortunate. I feel like now, you know, a lot of teams don't do that many duels anymore. And I think that's just a, hey, we want to get matches thing, or state rules. I know some state rules are weird about back-to-back weigh-ins
Yeah.
and who you can duel, who you can't duel. But I think it's unfortunate that a lot of teams don't do that many duels because the duel is such a fun experience for both fans and wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like when I think about a lot of my favorite memories wrestling, it's from duels because that's your simulation to like a game almost. A tournament is very individual in nature, but the duel really gives you the team aspect and
High
there's
school
nothing more
duels
fun.
especially, too.
Yeah,
With
Oh, yeah.
14, and you got this guy, he's not really there, and you end up having two guys that aren't very good wrestling. One guy gets a pin. It's electric.
Yeah, crazy things happen in that. Man, one time in high school, we actually used to wrestle as prison school, and
Heck yeah.
yeah, it was great. We had to like
we did too.
They had to take our all of our pins off of our letter jackets before we go through, just because they didn't want to be stolen off our jackets and used as weapons. But we had some timid guys in our team, and we kind of like some guys are kind of like just
They never did any time.
yeah, they hadn't done time. It was their first time in the clink, and they just got whatever. So we should have killed this team, but ended up we had started at 135, and then my older brother and I wrestled 125 and 130. So we had to go back to back, and we were down by 10, I think. So we needed like 11 points to win the duel. And my brother got a pin, and I got a tech, and we won the duel.
Wow.
Heck yeah!
Braves take out the prisoners.
The prisoner, the kid that I wrestled afterwards, he was like, I mean, he was not good. I teched him. He was like, hey, good match, but I'm going to get you at regionals. I was like, okay. He was like, yeah. He's like, I had a broken rib, and it was puncturing my lung. I was like,
Man, that is tough,
that's
honestly.
tough. That is hard.
You went to Colorado Springs Christian High School, right?
Yep.
That was real Christians versus convicts situation.
Wow. Dang.
It really was.
Yeah, maybe Virginia's old school, but our prisoners don't actually enter the wrestling competitions.
We did too. We faced Clarendon Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
In both football and wrestling.
Dang.
I actually didn't get to see that guy at the regional because
He was in solitary confinement.
No, two kids from the team escaped at a tournament, so then they weren't allowed to travel anymore.
It's like a Cuban situation. They defected.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
it was- yeah.
You got to kind of anticipate that's
I
going to
think they just went to a gas station and got caught like shoplifting or something, so they were right back in before too long.
Yeah.
They ruined it for everyone, though.
Yeah, when I worked at the psychiatric hospital, we used to get to take kids out on outings, and one kid he attempted to shoplift a Black and Mild at the gas station. So we got
Worth it.
Jonathan, you got to put that back, buddy. Anyway.
Next question.
I was talking prisoners.
Slink wants to know what's Max McAnally's ceiling this year.
4?
Probably fourth.
Can he beat Dustin Plott?
Could he
Dustin Plott's 3. I don't think he's ready to take out
Can he beat Carter
Parker
Stracci?
or Carter Stracci.
I think he's really good, but I think fourth is probably.
That's
the
what he's
ceiling.
ranked right now.
He will be.
Yep.
The
After beating
Berge match
Berge.
is interesting, though. I'll say this. So Berge got the first takedown, ride out, and then McAnally struck back, forced overtime, got the takedown in sudden victory 2 or something. But Max's, I think, second takedown, he's going behind, he runs behind, he gets to rear standing, and Berge pops up, and then he does the Echemendia cutback.
The split jump.
The split jump, is that what they call it?
Yeah, split lunge jump.
Split lunge.
Yep.
And it's so close because here's a new thing I learned about the rule. You can do that and you can leave your feet, but you can't touch the back of their legs until if you do the split jump and your knee hits and then you hit the legs, it's fine. And so, man, it looked like McAnally maybe did do that, hit a cutback and just didn't quite, but the ref said no. His knee hit before he hit the back of the leg, so no point for the cutback. But if you go back, it's on YouTube, illegally pirated if you want to watch it. It's super, super close. If it should have been a
And that's
penalty
one that
point.
sent into overtime.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, if they give the penalty point, I think it's probably why they didn't do it, you don't get the takedown.
Yeah.
So it's a 4-point swing and basically effectively would make Berge the winner. And I think they're like, we're not going to change the result here. So we'll just send it in overtime, see what happens. And then McAnally got it done. Minnesota, all their guys look huge. Every Salazar looked like he dwarfed Glazier. I thought McAnally looked a lot bigger than Berge. 41, Von Bar is huge. Wells, huge. These guys are big and strong. Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to Minnesota for they lost Troy Spratley, Taken Jameson, Aaron Nagel, all in matter of weeks. They lost some pretty big recruits, and they just figured it out, used the portal smart, recruited well, developed well, and now they're, we got a question about them winning a trophy this year.
Yeah.
Which if you had said that to me a year and a half ago, I'd be like, absolutely not. There's no way. They looked gutted. It felt sad. Vibes were off. No Gable, and now vibes were not off.
It's a lot more work, I think, that people realize to get Gable back in that lineup too.
Yeah.
I mean, they were in all the way on Hendrickson. So I don't think they really thought Gable was going to come back. And so that just tells you it takes work, it takes a lot of time and patience to make that happen. And so that is huge to get that done. To get that done is it's not just inevitable. Oh yeah, Gable's around, he's going to wrestle. I mean, that was a lot of work.
Yeah. Maybe Gable's going to drop to 97 in that plan.
Yeah.
Just lop off a quick 80.
He's only he's 20 pounds around 20 pounds away from 97, but 297.
Oh yeah. So 80 away from the other.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep them coming.
Spencer Humphreys. This is the last question. He said, I watched some AJ film, and hot take, he's not that good. His strategy is defense and strength. He's long and strong, which makes it hard to ride / take him down. And he rides by just out-muscling people. He doesn't turn or get takedowns. What are the odds someone solves that puzzle?
Oh, yeah, it's solvable.
I mean,
Well, knowing how to beat him and being able to do it are a much different thing.
Yeah. It's very.
This man that was his strategy when he won the national championship.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny. Hot take, he's not that good.
Yeah, the take. I mean,
That's you guys with
but that's true. Zari is not
with
good.
Zari.
Yeah, Zari
What do you
does
mean,
not.
you guys?
He's not good at moves.
I said he's
You
not
feel
fun
the
to
same
watch.
way.
I said he's not fun to watch. He's good at wrestling. He's good at winning matches.
good at winning matches. He's not skillful in any way.
I said he's not fun to watch.
he
I never
just doesn't
said-
have any skill.
He has skill.
He has
He has a skill.
A skill.
Yeah.
Right. I like to. Call me old fashioned. I like 3 skills.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not hard to know what AJ Ferrari does. I've identified it. It's not difficult. I'm not some special.
Christian's gonna solve that puzzle.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? When he tries to stop you from taking you down, just don't.
Yeah.
You should take him down. And when he tries to ride you, you should get away.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, all you really
Just
have
don't
to
let him
do-
outmuscle you.
well, I'll say this: if he like gets 6 at CKLV, Spencer Humphreys cracked the code, and all the coaches owe a debt of gratitude to Spencer. I get why you arrive at that conclusion, Spencer. But no, I think he's pretty good.
All right.
There are really no other questions.
No, not really.
All right.
We got. I mean,
Speaking on AJ Ferrari,
Slink wants to know odds we see Rocco Welsh leave Ohio State, but I don't think those are very high.
What's the chat been saying? Those ne'er-do-wells.
we did get an email that said potential draft punish or not draft punishment, potential pick'em punishment. Excuse me. Our social media handle has to be chosen by AJ Ferrari,
Oh man.
or
that's
I
good.
think it was AJ's nickname for us, but I like just we hit up AJ. Hey, what should my social media handle be?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty funny.
Chris, what would Braze be?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Why
there's,
don't?
there's kind of an obvious one, but I'm not even gonna say it.
Yeah, that was a more popular insult a few years ago.
It's yeah, way less PC now. What would my singers?
What
be?
if you let AJ just do a complete takeover?
Kryler?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you let AJ do a complete takeover of your social media for like
No.
for 24 hours?
I don't think you
No.
can do that.
I like that.
I can't. That's just a bridge too far for me.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can pilot it,
Okay.
and then we'll see how it goes. All right. Well, we
You
thank
would
you
gain
guys.
followers.
Huh? Yeah. At what cost?
Engagement would never be higher.
Yeah. We're ready to go, boys?
Yeah.
Calling it?
I think we're calling it.
Time of death, 11:16. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Very fun show. We're going to be back Wednesday. Special programming note. Regular time, just on Wednesday. Big week. We haven't even talked about Penn State Lehighs this week. Cliff Keen, of course. Ironman, among other really awesome tournaments. We'll be back Wednesday. For Bray, Tyler, and JD, I'm Christian Piles. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.